And it looks like we are on. Boom.
Hello, everybody. That's one Billy Watson right there that just brought us on. And thanks again for joining us for another show here on Real Sports Live. Live on a night in which we would rather be doing anything than sitting in our living rooms, our kitchens, or wherever we may be. We're going to talk a little basketball. Arnold Martinez, let's talk about what this show is all about, because it's a very special show recognizing some special players.
Yeah, obviously we got, a lot of good girls on the set with us. First of all, I'd like to say hello to Deja Tejerina, Haley Villalpando from Weslaco, Deja from Edinburgh, Valeria Garcia from Memorial. We're missing Ari Gallardo from Los Fresnos. I also got Steven Guerrero, one of my ex-players, assistant boys coach over at Edinburgh High with us on the set. Basically, what this is about, if everybody knows, I got my South Texas Hoops AAU program that I've had for years, and I'm always an advocate for kids, so, we have all district, we have the Valley Morning Star, we have the Brownsville Herald, we have the Monitors all area, we have the coaches, RGV, BCA, which is probably, to me, in my opinion, the strongest of all, and that's my opinion when you get the coaches involved. This committee, this session, for today, we want to make sure that we acknowledge the top 15 girls in the Valley, and not taking nothing away from 16 through 20, but our committee is very strongly, in this committee, we're very strong, and we have a lot of knowledge of coaches and input. So we try to put the best that we can, coaches-wise, with their credibility, their programs, their teams, their playoff success. Basically here, what we're trying to do is, look at strength of schedule as well, look at the teams they played, what they did, their work. A little bit about, just having the best players exposed and recognized with our South Texas Hoopsters, all cream of the crop. So we have a first team, which only selects 10 girls. And then we move up all the way from newcomer of the year to defensive player of the year, to offensive player of the year, and of course, the granddaddy Miss Basketball, South Texas, Rio Grande Valley. So, there's a lot of other ones out there, but I think truly when we get the best 15 girls, I think it really shows a little more of the cream of the crop. We're looking forward about talking and recognizing and honoring these girls, all mixed together from 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, all the way down to TAPS.
And one of the things I always talked about doing as far as the ultimate team is talk about how you select it. But Coach, I always said if you could put every player in a gym, and then I'm sitting in that gym, and you tell me, all right, let's pick teams. And Joe, pick first, and I get to pick from that team. Here's my pick number one. You pick number two, and then voila, you've got the top players. Whether you're building a team, building around a team, that's always how I've looked at that. So in this case, there were submissions as far as here's a list of players that we have deemed we're going to pick from this list. And then tell about the selection committee and how that voting went about.
Oh, basically, like I said, there's, the All Valley, we got all those other voting systems that are in place. But here, when I thought about it, I was just going to sit with you and I and talk basketball. But as I started thinking about it, I do know a lot of coaches from the boys side and girls side, going through the AAU for many years. And I decided to call, a couple of good friends. And from there, I just said, you know what, might as well be fair across the board. And I said, you know what, if I can get like a Griselda Fino, a JD Salinas from Edinburgh, and Ashley Monsi from Hardington High, Clara Redondo from McCallum Memorial, Lottie Zarate from Bella, Rebecca Valdez from Los Fresnos, Nicole Berriol from Pioneer. We got Coach Gus B from Rio Grande City. And then, we added some, special people there. And yourself, Real Sports Live, Joe Bowling got in the mix. And then, we got Victor Garza from the Tasso RGV Chapter Basketball Association and myself. So a lot of the people on our committee have seen a lot of basketball and seen a lot of the best basketball. So we just wanted to make sure we get their input and make sure that nobody says, well, that's what Arnold picked. No, it's not about Arnold. It's not what I picked. It's what the committee picked. And we're going to come out with a very good list of the top 10 girls for the cream of the crop. And I'm looking forward to sharing that information along with these girls right here. They're going to get some input and talk about some of these girls. And there's so much talent. You know, when I looked at the list, how do you bring it down from 72 to 15? It's tough. But I think we did a tremendous job. We can't question the committee. It's a great committee. And I want to thank the committee again for helping me out with this. It really means a lot because I don't know how much time I got left here on the earth from coaching, at least, but it's something I've always wanted to do. Make sure we expose and honor the best players in the Valley. Maybe we should have done this 5 years ago because there's been a lot of talent in previous years. But I'm excited and ready to go.
Well, here we go. Step one, and let's talk about on the girls' side, and let's just take a look at it right now. That's boys. We don't want that one. There you go.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start from the bottom up. Obviously, we had a tie down there, so we ended up with 11 girls. But you look at this, you look at Carla Reyes from South, and Leslie Martinez from Edinburgh, on what they meant to their teams and what they meant to their programs and what they've done over their career. But especially this year, you look at Leslie Martinez probably being converted from a 4 and a 5 to the 1. I think Deja could tell you she was pretty excited that there was a girl that can move from the 5 and the 4 and pass her the ball so she can shoot the 2, the 3s. So at 11 and 10, we have Carla Reyes from South. She was a tremendous player as well. She helped the South girls play a lot of good teams and get into the playoffs. So, Deja, I don't know if you got something there you want to mention about Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie did an amazing job, like going from a 4 and a 5 to a 1. Her eyes with the ball, her hands with the ball. She had an amazing ability of passing. She did extremely good. I think she really was a good leader for us on the court and really stepped up a lot to help us go as far as we did.
Hey Valeria, I think you remember Leslie a little bit from maybe the spring and summer. Something you can talk about Leslie or Carla? I think both girls are tremendous basketball players. Anything you got there, Haley or Valeria?
Yes, me personally, I didn't get to go against Edinburgh this year, so I didn't get to really play against Leslie. But what I do know from seeing her on the court is that she's extremely aggressive and tenacious, and she's very active, whether it be on offense or defense. She's always playing a part in moving the ball. And thankfully, I have played with her in the past in AAU, and just knowing the energy that she brings to the court, extremely both. I guess the word is what's the word?
Relentless, tenacious.
Relentless, yeah, I guess. But it's I guess it's just intense. Just intense, the energy she brings.
Now, Haley, I know you probably had your hands full. And who did you want to guard? Deja or Leslie? There. But let's speak about Leslie a little bit. I'm pretty sure Coach Pino put you out there to guard the ball. What could you say about Carla Reyes if you faced her, you know about her, and Leslie Martinez? I think she has a little short. Haley. Haley, you want to check your microphone real quick? Your microphone's off just a little bit.
The beauty of a live broadcast here, guys.
Yeah, I think she was speaking about the girls, but she has technical difficulties. I think we can try to get that fixed with Haley. Jim, I think we can go on to number 9. Melody Renteria, La Jolla High School. Pretty much, I think she's probably the most improved player on this list. They came out of nowhere, probably. Seeing the girls play in the spring, play in the summer. You would watch the La Jolla team and you thought, it's going to be an easy victory. But Melody Renteria did a very good job for the last year and a half, bringing La Jolla back to respectability and helping that coach bring that program and making the playoffs. I don't know. I think Valeria here would probably be the one that faced her twice in district. I think Deja and everybody probably saw her play in the summer or maybe in some tournament play. Valeria, we'll let you go first since she was in your district. Melody Renteria, well deserving here at number 9.
Yes, Melody actually, she's a year younger than me, I believe. So I went against her my sophomore and junior years as well, during the season. So I played her numerous times, and before she was never a threat, or at least, to be honest, La Jolla was never really a threat or someone that we really considered like a real competitor, to be honest. But this year is extremely surprising seeing how much they improved with her, just her specifically. She completely changed their way that they built their offense and their defense because she just added so much more energy, and her ball handling, shooting, the way she attacked to the rim, just everything she did extremely improved. And it was rather difficult to beat them this year, and they proved to be a really, really big threat throughout the season.
Deja?
I don't remember playing her in my past 2 years, but I know this year we did see her once preseason in a tournament, I think. She did pretty good. She has good ball handles, shooting. She does a really good job carrying her team very well. And I not only played against her, I did play some games with her in the summer, and I can say she's very hardworking. She not only puts in the work like on the court, but also off the court. I know she's really good with that.
Yeah. Haley, did we get your microphone fixed? I think you can't hear her. Okay, we'll jump right into number 8. We got Savannah Sanchez, Hidalgo Lady Pirates, starting point guard. Obviously, I see her a lot because I'm from the Valley View area, same city in Hidalgo. I seen Savannah as a freshman, sophomore, junior, creating havoc at tournaments, at big tournaments, Border Bash, Border Brawl, taking the Hidalgo Lady Pirates deep into the playoffs every year. Well deserving here, I think, at number 8. Congratulations to Savannah Sanchez. I think Deja or Valeria, if you guys can elaborate here on Savannah's game and how she'll be leaving as a senior.
Did you want to go first, Deja?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, you can go.
That girl is fast. Her first step, yeah, she's pretty hard to guard. Her first step is pretty quick, and played her a couple of times. She does a really good job setting up her teammates. She does a good job attacking herself. She's just an all-around player, especially on defense too. She's really good on both sides of the court.
To be honest, I haven't really, I've never played against her or played with her, unfortunately. But what I've seen from her play is that she's, like Deja said, she's extremely quick, and she's really small. So she just passes by her defenders in a split second, and it's really hard to catch up to her.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go to number 7. Brownsville veterans, Lizzie Garza from the district champions over there in 32-5A. I can say something, we faced her twice. She was a handful, downhill player, I would honestly say that she pretty caught me by surprise as well as we were scouting Brownsville veterans the last 2 years. I didn't really, I didn't catch her attention very well as a junior, but this year as a senior, she's well deserving here. Actually, she had a lot of votes here from the committee. I think everybody just recognized her ability to play, her hard work, her ethic, and just, being able to perform in big games at tournaments and big district games. So congratulations to Lizzie Garza here. I'm not too sure if Valeria or Deja have ever seen her play, or Haley, but very deserving here at number 7.
Well, Arnold, I'll interject there. We're lucky enough to cover some games which they played, and going back to Savannah and now Lizzie, if ever there was a definition of a player that stepped on the court that said we're capable of winning and took an extra confidence level of their team up, these were 2 type of players that did that. Just their mannerism told you they were there. It was all business. They were there to win that game. And if you hadn't scouted them, you had better make some adjustments on the fly. if you did scout them, be ready to make some adjustments on the fly because they knew how to win and they knew how to adjust. Just two terrific players that I was able to see in that is like well deserved on this list.
Yes, yes. I know. Moving on to number 6, Jordan Bravo, Sherryland Pioneer. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she might be a sophomore. Jordan Bravo really, throughout the committee, she stood out. She was one of those players that was probably in a tough district, especially when it came to the 31-5A all-district meetings. She might have been a first-team all-district. But as you saw her numbers, when their starting point guard, Hornaday, went down early, people probably thought they were going to be in trouble. But Jordan Bravo, along with some of those other girls, Alexa's, came up big for Coach Ferreal there. And I think Jordan Bravo's numbers speak for itself. I think she was up there at close to 16, 17 points a game. Congratulations to Jordan Bravo. The committee has spoke for you. You come in at number 6. I think Deja, I think Valeria, I think we've seen this girl. What can you both say about Jordan Bravo?
Deja, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Well, I don't really recall. Well, I think we played them once or twice, but I don't remember like her face or anything, but I do know her number and I do know she's a shooter. She can shoot.
Well, I played them actually in the preseason, and it was after I'd come back from an injury. So I was kind of scared, like going in to play the game, honestly. But what kind of eased my mind was that, like you said, Hornaday wasn't going to play. So then I went into the game, and then I was like pretty calm, and I thought, it was going to be an easy win. But then this new player, Jordan Bravo, I'd only like you said, a sophomore. She came in shooting all these threes and driving to the basket and just making the offense just work so efficiently and flow so well that that Pioneer proved to be like a real threat, and it actually came down to the wire there. But seeing her play throughout the season, she really led her team and I guess replaced Hornaday's kind of like leadership role and came up big for Pioneer at the end there during their season.
Yes, again, congratulations to Jordan Bravo. We're going to move on to the top 5 now. We got a Lady Cardinal, obviously, Avery Hinojosa. I know talking to Coach Monsi over at Harlingen, she has another young girl that came in at point guard, but Avery Hinojosa was like, what all these girls mean to their team. Talking to Coach Fino about the Harlingen team, how relentless they are on defense. It just speaks volume about the program over there. I didn't get to see Harlingen play. I just saw him play at my scrimmages and at the border ball. Avery obviously brought it. She was a very energetic team player and very productive on the offensive side and getting her team involved. So congratulations at number 5 to Avery Hinojosa from Harlingen. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Edinburgh always plays them. Did y'all play them this year, Deja?
Yes, I always look forward to playing Harlingen because I already know it's going to be a really good game. And I know that girl brought a lot to the plate whenever we played against them. She was very energetic on both sides of the court. She would get their team on little runs, and it would just sometimes unstoppable, but it's pretty good.
Valeria?
I personally don't know much about her because we didn't face Harlingen this year, or at least when we did face Harlingen this year, I was out on an injury. But what I do know is that regardless, Harlingen has an extremely tenacious offense and defense, and they were extremely hard to beat all around the valley.
Okay, we now moving on to number 4. I think we all can speak about this one, Annika Sines. I'll briefly say what I know and the talk. And, I know that she didn't get to play in the district, so she was, not allowed to get a district award. But I guess you got all area, and then you got the all valley. Her name was being, mentioned amongst a lot of coaches as we were, trying to finalize these last rosters here. But Annika Sines was actually leading the valley in scoring. She was on a great team with Deja and Leslie, as you could tell. They had another big girl inside, Brianna. They had another Santa Maria, another Martinez sister. So, Coach JD did a good job with this team. And unfortunately for Annika, every year, it was one ACL, then the other, but she always seems to bounce back and get off to a good, get off to a good start. And I'm looking forward to seeing this girl come back from this knee injury and letting everybody know how good she was. All credit to her. We wish her the best. I know that there was some talk about her being a little higher, but amongst the coaches here on the committee, I think this is very fair for Annika based on the way her season went. Taking nothing away from her, tremendous player with a bright future, and we look forward to seeing her next year. I guess Deja, since she was your teammate, you could tell us a little bit about how she was at practice and how she was when she was playing, and what happened when she had that injury.
Yeah, Annie's an amazing person. She really made a big impact on our team while she was playing with us. She's a hilarious person off the court, and on the court, it was go to practice, serious, all business. She was really putting in a bunch of work, and it was very unfortunate, like what happened with her. And I just know that she's gonna come back next season. I'm very excited to see what she's gonna be capable of next season. I know she's just gonna bounce back and do a lot better than she was before, and I'm very excited to see that.
Valeria?
I unfortunately didn't get to play against her this year. I think maybe in a summer league game I did though. But what I do know is that watching her play is mesmerizing to say the least, because she can do everything. She can shoot, she can drive, she can steal the ball from you, she can block you, she can do whatever you name. She can do it. And she's just one of the best players that I've ever seen, honestly, come out of the Valley. And to see her just continuously, have to face these injuries, I just feel extremely bad, but kudos to her for the season that she had when she was healthy and when she was able to play. And I guess what I also want to say is that she not only works really hard on the court, but she works extremely hard as well off it. I know she's involved in a numerous amount of extracurriculars, because I even saw her at a mock trial tournament that I was at for my school and that she was at for her school. And we didn't compete against each other, but we were both at the same tournament, which is really cool to see.
Well, Deja, one thing about her, Arnold, is that all the numbers she put up was in 19 games. The RGV was lucky enough to get to see her play in 19 games this season. And I'll tip my hand. I had her among my top players, period, as far as player of the year, just from her simple perspective of how much she contributed while she was there. And oh, by the way, she was coming off a knee injury and didn't let that stop her from day one. She took advantage of every minute on the court she had. And I'm excited to see her next year as well.
Well, yeah, that's the good news, that she's coming back one more year to redeem herself and get better at what she does. But Deja, going back to you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the MVP of your district was you.
Oh, yes.
And then, so, who's going to be Batman? Who's going to be Robin next year? Well, it's good to have both of you in the backcourt, but I'd just like to know who's going to be Batman, who's going to be Robin.
We're just going to give it our all next year, just work together as a team and just try to go farther than we did this season. And it's going to be a good run next season. Can't wait.
Great job, Annika, at number 4. Annika Signs, Edinburgh High. We move on now to number 3, Kaylee Flores from Mission Veterans High School. I seen this girl since 7th grade. I know her father. Probably coached against her older sister there at Veterans. Kaylee, to me, is a pretty good player. I really hadn't seen her junior year. I saw her sophomore year. But this year as a senior, going into that playoff game and watching film on her and obviously Ronnie, but we'll talk about Kaylee here. I was very impressed on how she found a way to get to the hoop, how to get to the basket, how to get to the free throw line. I was very impressed with Kaylee Flores. I don't know if Deja or Valeria, you guys got to play against her, but I got to see her a lot, over a young age. And then, of course, we got to see her in the playoffs, and she was a handful. So Kaylee Flores, that number 3 Vision Vets. I don't know if Deja and Vale, you got something?
Deja, did you want to say something?
I've never played against her or seen her play.
Oh, well, I haven't played against her, at least not this year either. But we did watch film that they had because the first round that we had in the playoffs, they had played against that team. And I remember watching that film and seeing her stand out because, again, like you said, she's an extremely aggressive player, especially on offense. She can score from the three, from far out, and she can drive in, pull up, you name it. So kudos to her for her, her tenacity on offense.
Yes. Okay, Joe, we're going to go ahead and again, congratulations to Kaylee Flores from Mission Vets at number 3. We're going to move on to number 2, Corey Telemontes, McCallum Memorial, Coach Arredondo's player down there. I've seen this girl for many years. I think Deja and Vale could relate to this. We're at a very young age. She was always a younger girl playing on an older AAU team with her older sister. And I think she's Deja's age. We had Deja playing up. But she was always like, to me, you would think she couldn't score. She was just tenacious and a little Tasmanian devil on defense all over the AAU circuit. But here at Memorial, obviously, with the departure of her sister, many thought that the scoring was going to go down. But I guess Valeria could tell you, they were the Batman and Robin, and I think they were the backcourt duel. And I think together they gave everybody a lot of problems. I think that when Corey was out in volleyball and Valeria was out because of an injury, everybody was looking forward to playing Memorial, because we gotta get them now. We were fortunate to play them early in the Westaco tournament, and their girls were just getting used to not playing with them and looking forward for Valeria to come back and Corey from volleyball. But as soon as those two girls got back, I mean, you saw the impact that it does for a team. Again, for me, Corey Telemontes is a great defensive player, and she brought her offensive game this year. Congratulations, Corey Telemonte, number 2. We'll let Valeria go first as a teammate, and then Deja, you'll be more than welcome to talk about Taz.
Yes, congrats to Corey. I think honestly my perspective is a bit biased just because I've grown up playing with her, but I mean, Corey, she's amazing. She does multiple sports, but still every time she comes into basketball right after volleyball, it's like she never skipped a beat. She can shoot from anywhere on the court, and when she drives in, everyone kind of flinches like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get hurt, because every time she drives in and she throws the ball up, she falls, and then she rolls, and the ball somehow, while everyone's watching her roll away, the ball just sinks into the net. And it's kind of just mesmerizing seeing her play because she's so aggressive on defense. It's almost hard for the refs not to call a foul just because she's everywhere. She's everywhere. Even when she's not touching the player, she's right there with them wherever they go, and she's able to read the next move and get the steal and just create points for us on offense. And honestly, playing with her all these years has been a blessing. Losing Tani, her older sister, as our point guard, I was extremely worried this year that we weren't going to have, that leadership and those ball handling skills. But Corey stepped in and she filled the gap, and she did amazing things for our program this year. So congrats, Corey. Love to have you on our team. Love playing with you.
Deja.
Corey is not only a very good basketball player, but she's also, I've seen her play volleyball a couple of times. And she's very good stealing. She does get a lot of cookies from a lot of people, and she does have an amazing ability to drive in and shoot. She's mainly an amazing defensive player. I know I really miss playing AAU ball with her. She was super funny. She would always bring all the good vibes on the team. I know she used to dance too. That was pretty cool. And yeah, she's an amazing athlete overall.
Yes, congratulations to Corey Telemontes, our number 2 player here on the top 10. We'll finish off with number 1 here. Obviously, Ronnie Cantu, who cannot know who she is. Coach's daughter, 4-year starter, Mission Veterans. Gonna play college basketball, I believe, at St. Edwards in Austin, Texas. She had the most votes between our committee. Again, I'll say something about her real quick. We played Mission Vets in that playoff game, and obviously we had a choice based on our district. I could have chose Rio, but we went with the 3 seed, and I thought we could play Mission Vets and be successful. Ronnie Cantu is a handful. We trap her at half court. We win boxing one. We win man to man. We're trying to trap her. She had some nice handles on her. I was very impressed with her, and I'm very happy for her. I think St. Edwards has a great player coming. So congratulations to Ronnie Cantu at number 1 here on the top 10 of cream of the crop. I'll let Deja go first, or if Haley, if you can get in, if your microphone's fixed, but Deja, go ahead and go first.
I know Ronnie did an amazing job this season, carrying or helping out her team and leading her team to being very successful. I know she's going to St. Edwards. Congrats on that, and I wish you nothing but the best in college.
Baby Val.
Oh yes. I mean, Ronnie, like you said, how do you not recognize that name? You know, you don't really think of her as a threat, maybe, because she's so nice and she's so sweet. And off the court, she's just like an angel. But then once you get on that court, once you lace up, it's like you wish you could have that angel back, because she's just extremely aggressive and extremely tenacious, and she'll just let you have it. I mean, offensively, defensively, she's probably one of the biggest threats that you'll see on the court. And I'm just so excited for her to continue her basketball career at St. Edwards. She deserves it 100%. And just seeing, I've known Ronnie for a long time, and just seeing the work that she puts in on and off the court, it's incredible. And I'm so glad that it's paying off and that she gets to continue her basketball career.
Haley, are you good? I guess not, Joe. She's trying. Well,
No.
Joe, that really wraps up our first team, all cream of the crop here. I think it's I mean, like you said, Joe, if I were to tell you, you pick first, I pick second. I think that we both would have two great teams, and it'd be a great ball game. What do you think?
Well, that'd be one of those I'd say, well, you can pick first, but let me pick second and third, because if you're going to get the top one, I get the next two just to even it out. And I don't care which one of the 10 out of this list, but we got a bigger list coming up on top of this, but that's the way I've always looked at this. And, I've discussed, I would like to put together an eventual Rio Sports Live all-star team that we can take against Laredo or against Corpus or against a combination of Laredo and Corpus. And this by far would be a real nice start to put a team together. And yeah, I'd pick first, but I'd let you pick first as long as I get second and third, and away we go. We'll choose up 5-on-5.
Yeah, we will. Again, congratulations to these girls. We're going to move on to the big awards for the STX Hoops Cream of the Crop. We're going to go ahead and start with two girls for co-newcomers of the year. Again, you go back and you look at the all-district, the all-area, the Brownsville Herald, the Valley Morning Star, the Monitor, the All-Valley, and you see several names out there. But I think going on our committee, I really think based on the work of newcomer of the year, Rose Zapata from Harlingen. Look what they did over there with such a young, I think she was a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. They lost a great point guard the year before. So obviously everybody thought Harlingen was going to have a hard time with a young squad. Again, Rose Zapata, congratulations on your newcomer. The other one is Morgan Perales. Obviously, she was talked about a lot for Wesco, and why not? Look at Wesco's resume. She's a young girl too. I think she plays the interior. I think Rose Zapata plays at the guard position, at point guard. I think you got two of the very best young girls representing here on the cream of the crop. I don't know if Deja, yourself, Joe, or Valeria, if you guys got a chance to see these newcomers, but apparently both of them are really good, and both programs are going to be in good hands for the next 3 years.
Well, I'll jump in about Rose Zapata. And first of all, I talked about it during our previous show, and I said it to many people. If you want to beat Harlingen, this had better be the year you do it, because this young group that's coming up, and oh, by the way, they've got an 8th grade group that's going to be freshmen that are going to be vying for playing time. But now you raise it to another level. A Rose Zapata that catches enough eyes to say, you're a standout in a team that can go 10 to 12 deep. And that, therefore, you've now elevated to another level of player and youth, and she's a young player. But again, to stand out on a team that is deep says a lot about a ball player. And when the committee has vote after vote after vote, and the name Rose Zapata steps up, then you know she's well deserved. Now you go to a Morgan Perales. You look at a Westaco team that, again, year in, year out, there's no such thing as a rebuilding year. It's a retooling year, and there's always talent, there's always players. And then suddenly you're able to be a standout on a team that you know is deep and you know is tradition. You put the uniform on and it's earned. The playing time, it's earned against players that are as good or better as players that are starting for other teams. And so as a newcomer, to be able to insert yourself into that lineup and play and gain attention from other coaches, big time stuff.
Yes. Deja?
I know Morgan is a fantastic in the bottom. She was a very big part of Westaco's game, them feeding her the ball. They did very good on that. I've never seen a post freshman the way she plays. She's very good for her age, and I just know she's going to get better and better every year. And congratulations on newcomer. You deserved it.
Valeria?
Honestly, I haven't seen these girls play much, but to be recognized by you guys, I mean, that's a huge honor. So congrats to you both. From what I've heard, you're amazing players. So I hope that this is only the first year. So I hope that you guys continue improving and continue working hard to continue doing well and pursuing your basketball career.
Again, congratulations to our newcomers, Rose Zapata, Harlingen, and Morgan Perales, Westaco. We're going to move on now to Defensive Player of the Year. She's on the set with us, but she had technical difficulty. Haley Villalpando. I might have said it wrong. I'm sorry, but I know going on base again, you go back to all the other, Monitor and All Valley and all that stuff, and you see your name everywhere as a defensive stopper. The coaches on the committee, it was almost unanimous as Defensive Player of the Year, and you also got a lot of votes on the for first team as well, Haley. So congratulations, Haley. I know you can hear us. We would love to hear from you, but it's kind of hard. But defensively, you hear Westaco, you hear Coach Griselda Pino, and you know what's coming. They ain't gonna zone you. They might not even press you, but they're gonna pick you up man to man. And to be considered the best Defensive Player of the Year in the Valley, coming out of Westaco, it's well earned and deserved. Congratulations to Haley. And we'll go with you, Mr. Bowling, if you'd like to say something there.
Well, again, when people who know me and know me about basketball know that I look at defense first 99 out of 100 times. So when you again start talking about who am I going to pick, well, I'm going to pick someone that's going to shut down the best on the other team. And when you're talking about the shutdown player in the entire area, then that's a big deal. And for Haley to be looked at by coaches as, if I need someone to stop the best scorer on another team or the best ball handler or the best decision maker, I'm going to put Haley Villalpando on her. Then that says big things about Haley. Congratulations there.
Yeah, congratulations to her. We're going to go and move over now to Offensive Player of the Year. Obviously, with the coaching committee we had, all this talent. I'm happy that we had some co's because there's so much talent that had to be recognized. Obviously, we'll start off with Co-Offensive Player of the Year, Ari Gallardo, and Co-Offensive Player of the Year, Deja Tejerina from Edinburgh. Gallardo's from Los Fresnos. I think we all know what she was doing over there for the last 2 years. She did it all for Los Fresnos. She ran point, shooting guard, great overall player. Congratulations to her. I'd like to congratulate Deja Tejerina just because, you look at what happened with Annika, and then you start worrying about, who's going to bring the ball up, who's going to be the scorer. Everything changes. And for Deja to come out of that district with Westaco and all the talent on Edinburgh and still get the MVP of that district, that speaks volumes. And congratulations to you, Deja. I know
Thank you.
I've seen you over the years since 6th grade and 7th grade, and you know you've always had all the potential to be great. And this is your time, and I know that I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk, and then we'll let Valeria talk about Adi and yourself. And if you could say something about Adi, if you saw Adi play, because she was a pretty good player too, and I think that both of you are well deserving of this award.
Um, Adi, I've heard that she's very hard to guard. I know I've heard she could shoot, and she's I've never really played against her, but I heard she's an overall good player. And congratulations on co-offensive. And on my part, I used to be like in the beginning of the season, feeding more passing here. Like Annie, you go right because I had a bunch of trust in her. She was our go-to in the beginning of the season, and whenever all of that happened with her injuries, and I just had some talks with coach, how having to step it up, and I just tried the best I could and really gave it all and to help not only myself but my team. And yeah.
Good job, Valeria.
Deja, congrats, Deja.
Thank
I'm so
you.
proud of you and how you've improved throughout the years. I mean, you and I played together on Arnold's team, STX Hoopsters, and we went to a few tournaments together. And playing with you was always so much fun, just because you know how to do everything. Like you know how to shoot, you know how to drive, you know how to pull up, and you're really good at making decisions on offense, which is what some players really lack nowadays. That you know what to do with the ball and given certain situations, and that's what kind of sets you apart. So congrats on the award. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I know you work hard every day on and off the court, so you're really well deserving of this. Again, congrats. And then Adi, I mean, I've seen Adi play since my freshman year, and I mean, at Los Fresnos, they have a great coaching staff. Coach Valdez, she's an amazing coach, and I mean, under her leadership, Adi has excelled to be a great player. Ever since my freshman year, she's just been just a beast overall. I mean, she can shoot from anywhere on the court, literally anywhere. She can pull it from the 10-foot line, pull it from the three, pull it from even the half court line, and not even flinch. Just she has that kind of Steph Curry range, and she can do it the entire game. And I know that was a huge threat every time we face Los Fresnos. Just Adi, she's a beast offensively. So congrats to her and on this award.
Well, one thing about the offensive player of the year, coach and girls, is, as an announcer, we have a button on our keyboard that we are ready to press anytime that a highlight comes up. And I can tell you that when doing Los Fresnos games, if the ball was near Ari Gallardo, my hand was near the button that I might have to get a highlight. Same thing for Daisha. And bottom line is, remember, in the game of basketball, you got to outscore the other team. You can have all the defense in the world, but if you don't produce enough to beat the other team on the scoreboard, then it kind of gets lost. And with players like Ari, like Deja, who can score when they need to, but distribute the ball when they need to, that's the definition of an offensive player of the year. And again, from an announcer perspective, when you're ready to get a highlight, every time the ball gets in these players' hands, then truly you are an offensive player of the year. Congratulations.
Again, yes, I agree with all of you. Congratulations to Adi Gallardo, Los Fresnos, Deja Tegrina. I know that I talked earlier in the RGV BCA that, talking about, now that you three girls are here left, I see Deja more of a finesse player, that gets the job done. Obviously, she got the district MVP. That speaks for itself. Then you got, Adi Gallardo. And then I said about Adi, and I'll continue talking about Valeria Garcia, but, there's two girls that I thought could really impose their will and get to the basket and do things that they wanted to do very comfortable, maybe because of their athletic build, maybe for their training work ethic, whatever it was. I seen Valerie do it. I used to tell Valeria, you remind me of a boy when she used to be training with us. And I see Adi Gallardo play. I never got to train Adi, but you see her play, and it's like, if I want to shoot it, I'm going to shoot it. If I'm going to drive, I'm going to drive. And they did everything they could to helped their teams win. So congratulations to them. Now we go to the grand finale, the granddaddy of them all. We have you on the set. Valerie, I would like to tell you personally, I know I've seen you since you were a 7th grader, you know, with all those girls that went to Kathy and then all went to McAllen Memorial with Coach Claire. Congratulations, South Texas Hoops, cream of the crop, Miss Basketball, Valeria Garcia, McAllen Memorial.
Thank you.
You know, watching you play over the years, and I know we're talking about this year, and you know, I didn't get to play against you, but I've seen enough of you, and everybody talks highly about you, talks good about you, your work ethic, and you know, I want to wish you the best. Whatever happens moving forward, wherever you decide to play college basketball, I think McAllen Memorial, you left a legacy there along with a bunch of other ones. I think Coach Claire's going to miss you. I think the Valley's going to miss you. I think you're a tremendous player, and I think you just fit the criteria. And you're obviously the coaches spoke for itself. You know, Miss Basketball, Valerie Garcia for the cream of the crop. Anything you'd like to say real quick, Valeria? I have a couple of questions after everybody else is done. Go ahead.
Just thank you for this award. I guess I wouldn't be here if it weren't for, you know, all the steps before this year that brought me to, you know, my success. And it's like, it's coaches like you, Coach Arnold, that have shaped me throughout the years, throughout the summers. I mean, Coach A, Coach Guzman, our assistant coach, Coach Valdez, my freshman year, just people like you who have shaped me along the road and taught me what it really means to work hard and to you know, just chase your dreams and never give up. Just be relentless.
That's awesome. Coach, Mr. Bowling, Deja?
Go ahead, Deja.
Okay. I'm so proud of you. I know you are one of the most hardworking people I know. I know back in our training days, you'd go super hard in training, just sweating, like dripping. I know you'd stay after before. I was very like, wow, she's still here. Like, damn, like I don't know. I love playing with you because you know when to do things. You just drive, like you have nothing to lose. Like, go in there. I know I played against you in the summer. I was scared of like trying to block you or something. I'm just so proud of you and all your accomplishments you've done. You deserve MVP. And I just know whatever, if you do go play college or whatever, I just know whatever college you go to, they're extremely lucky to have a player like you. And I just wish you nothing but the best after high school.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, good stuff. Hey, Coach, before you jump in there, I just want to say, Valeria, it's been a pleasure to be able to cover you for the past several years while playing with McAllen Memorial. And again, our highlight reels, I could put together a Valeria Garcia show if I wanted to on just all the highlights that just in the games that we were broadcasting. But again, I think the biggest credit here is that, and Coach, you can elaborate on this as a coach, but I know as a player and I know as talking with coaches that there's nothing better when you can look on your roster and know you have a potential coach on the floor while the game's going on. And that's what I looked at more about Valeria Garcia, was that you didn't have to look to the sideline. If you were a player on the court at the same time with Valeria Garcia, you could look in her eyes and you could gain something, or you could gain some position or something like that. And again, I think that's the biggest credit when Valeria Garcia forever, when I'm asked about her, I'll say, coach on the floor, capable of winning a game by just being a part of the team, and other players looked up to her and her work ethic.
Well,
good stuff.
I definitely agree on that, Bowling. I bet you ask every coach in the Valley, if we could have a girl like her on our roster, you know she's coming back for another year or two and make life a lot easier. But she deserves a lot of the credit. I think behind the scenes, she knows what I'm talking about. I think she's been around and she's been, going to different places to get faster, stronger, to fix her basketball IQ. She's just a tremendous athlete and a tremendous basketball player that's going to be missed. Obviously, again, before we close here with our Coach of the Year, we're gonna miss you. Great job. I just want to make sure that everybody knows here. I just got a text from Adi's coach thanking me for the show, and that Adi would, she's watching, but she couldn't get on, or something was wrong with it. So we were like, if you're watching, Adi, congratulations. You were on this elite group of girls. I want everybody to know, to make sure that I'm going to email your coaches and I'm going to email yourselves, because we're going to have a shirt made. There's going to be a shirt that's going to be called the STX Hoops Cream of the Crop. And it's going to have all these girls' names on the back with a logo of the cream of the crop in the front. And we're going to give them to the players. We're hoping that after we get past this COVID-19 and we get back really soon, hopefully it's before some of you seniors leave to college, we want to definitely make sure we meet with you, me and Mr. Bowling. We're going to have a trophy presentation, award presentation, plaque presentation for the first team, and of course for the big awards, from Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, and obviously Miss Basketball. So make sure we keep in touch. I'm going to get your emails from your coaches to make sure I get your right sizes. At this moment, I'd like to just congratulate Griselda Fino has been chosen as our Coach of the Year for the South Texas Hoops Cream of the Crop, squad. And imagine a coach like Fino, coaching this team, so it even gets more dangerous when you have to pick coaches. There were some really good candidates. Like I said earlier, my pick had been Coach Monsi from Harlingen. I know Jim Bowling had JD Salinas, but the coaches had spoken on the committee, and it was chosen to be Griselda Fino from Wesco. And how can you go wrong with Fino? And some of the other coaches, were well deserving as well. But we got to go with the vote. And Coach of the Year, Griselda Fino from Wesco. I know Haley has difficulty getting her microphone on, but Coach, I know Valeria, I know based on your coach and Coach Fino, they're very good friends. You know them. What could you say about Coach Fino and our last words here?
I guess Coach Fino, congrats. I think no one deserves it more. I mean, you guys mentioned some really good other coaches that have proven to have amazing records and everything, but I think Fino has left more than an amazing record at Wesco. She's left a legacy there, taking her team so far, so many years in a row. And just I always wish that I could be coached by her, and fortunately I was in some summer league games. She helped us out and she was our coach, and every single time she was our coach, we never lost, to be completely honest. Just whenever we'd go against Wesco, I was more scared of knowing that Coach Fino was their coach than of the players that I was going to face. I mean, Coach Fino knows so much about the game and is able to implement that into her offense and into the way she runs her defense. And it's scary to think to just go against her and know that she's going to figure out a way to beat your team with the right play and with the right defense. And she's just an amazing coach overall, and the intensity that she creates among her players is amazing. And I've always looked up to her for that reason.
Deja,
everything Val said was very accurate. She took the words out of my mouth.
Good stuff there. One thing about it, when you talk about coaches, yes, I went with JD just for a couple of reasons, but the list was 1A, 1B on how do you pick that out. The high school level, high school coaches are dealt a crazy hand anyway. Every 4 years you're going to lose potentially a player that's been with your program the longest, and then every 2 years, more realistically, you're going to lose the best players on your team on a consistent basis, and you're going to have to regroup. To be able just to coach that into a winning program it is a difficult process. Most coaches aren't as successful as others, and you start rising above others. Then you add the ability to say, I know what I've got, and I've constructed my team, and I know what they're capable of doing at any given time. And then you suddenly take it to another level of, and I know what you've got, and I know what your players can do, and here's how I'm going to beat you. And I think the girls are saying it right now. when you walk in a gym as a player against a team coached by Coach Fino, and you know she knows everything about me and about my team, then yeah, Coach of the Year, it's easy to talk about that because it's so difficult to build a program, to turn over a program every 4 years. Your seniors are gone, and then to know what the other team is doing on the fly. Again, congratulations there.
Yeah. Again, we'd just like to finish with congratulating everybody. If you got the show late, I think you missed something special. I think this is something that Mr. Bowling and myself plan moving forward to keep doing every year. I think this is awesome. I just think, I'm getting some messages on the side from coaches saying thank you. Well, it's not about thanking me. It's about the process and getting these kids to get on Zoom with us and building a relationship with some of them. I know most of them, so it was easy. I know it's hard getting emails and phone numbers, but I want to thank you guys for being with us and making this possible because, I think we did this pretty quick, Mr. Bowling. I think in 72 hours, I talked to Mr. Bowling about let's get this done. He agreed. We're all busy with the COVID-19. I just want to leave with this. For me, from the Hoopster organization, South Texas Hoops, the all cream of the crop, I believe was a huge success here for the girls. Best of luck to everybody. Stay home more, pray more, stay home. You don't have to go out, wear your mask, wear your the gloves, and do everything you need to do to stay safe, man. It's tough for everybody, especially for me. You girls knowing me, I'm always out in the gym. I got to be out on the go, and I got myself in my house, just keeping active and doing this. So I have plenty of time to do this. So again, thank you for everybody watching. Thank you, coaches that were on the committee. I know that sometimes some of us don't check our email, but I like to thank that committee again. It was a great committee. Thank you, Mr. Bowling, Real Sports Live, always doing the best for the kids. Again, Deja, thank you. Haley, thank you.
Thank you.
Valeria, thank you. Everybody that was on the set. Again, I have nothing much to say, Mr. Bowling, but thank you. We're looking forward to getting the boys going. So girls, again, thank you for everything.
Thanks again, guys. And, we look forward to maybe seeing you in an all-star game. This isn't all said and done. Thanks again for everything.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.